This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and
I can't have you end up...
Amidst the point of the book, and many others on this, it serves wholeness. When it's up the book, there's even... This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about it? Suddenly, the book contains very little explanation. The book, for example, it is supposedly invigorating. It also recommends, among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damage. For general, this is exactly what... There's an entire section devoted to cures for men.
Excuse me, sir. Indeed. Well, I hope it contains what you're looking for.
Finally,
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode.
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. The lieutenant is hatching some...
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge? Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to... I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer.
Of course, I sympathize. But I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resource, or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue. This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchmen. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way,
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching.
You're back. It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. What?
Ingredients for what?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking...
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut. Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link. The lorries. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you. The two might even be...
Or not. Though, if you have evidence to the...
As eager as I am to share it, Lieutenant, once the job is done. How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers.
There was a shake.
With all due respect to these desert cat tough.
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, though she's clearly not the type your typical lorry...
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of... This is a limited time opportunity. Thousands of...
Well, at least...
What is that?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open...
I am sorry for the inconvenience. We did.
We know...
Well, here's your chance, officers. Yes? It may come to nothing, or it may just... In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance. Of course,
A sturdy metal door. The door rattles against your knuckles. The door rattles again. But this time, you hear...
Stop banging on the door. I'm not letting any more strangers inside. The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here. No, I already told you. I won't be responsible. Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
Backyard door. There must be another entrance to the east.
Madame, I assure you, we...
There is no reply. This is a wall on the side of an apartment building. see a young man on a balcony. Nurse.
Not looking for any trouble, officer. There's no trouble. I'm just speaking in a lowered voice. I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Is it really that important?
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
We will remove the body as soon as possible. And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman? You didn't answer the question.
A Sunday friend. How intriguing. Makes sense. Friends are nice on Sunday. You don't have to work. You can just spend time with pals, watching rugby and drinking beer. He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. In the neighboring windows, you can see Martin Martinez, local name. Let's go with that. This isn't the place or time for questions. For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something moves. But, hold on, what's that? For a split second, his hand lingers, as though gesturing towards a stone placed right next to. It's a sign.
He's gone. No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk, he could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. He did leave us a sign. Did you see that? He wanted to draw our attention. If we find a way inside...
A stone. There's a key beneath it. Rusty.
This must be for the front door. Pity doesn't have the apartment number on it. This... We'll just have to go in and see.
A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the doorframe with a safety chain. An unpaid energy bill is attached, threatening to cut off the electricity. It's addressed to Mr. Uno de Reuter.
And the place comes with 3 months' worth of utility bills.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, number 11. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid, better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise. You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging. The walking stops abruptly. You can feel tension on the other side. A poor communard from the looks of it.
Let's go. We don't have a reason.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any reason. A poor communard from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Let's go.
It's generally...
Give me a moment. The cold never does any good for my bronchitis. I'm fine. Don't you worry about me.
You're still worried. It's very worrying.
Now, what you want from me, policeman?
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence. Oops, you really did.
I thought it was obvious. Anyway, officer, we don't have the witness's name.
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home. What happened here? Put your emotions aside. Try to focus on abstract, but this reeks of sadness. It will still be accessible through the apartment next to it. That one didn't have a door. Sadly, nothing of great value remains here. Indeed.
The streets will flow red once more, a great torrent rushing down.
The streets will not flow.
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C. And here I was trying to be polite. Just can't.
She's grown frustrated with her work and welcomes the opportunity to challenge authority in other ways. That smell coming from her paint bucket, it's not paint, it's heavy fuel oil.
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an areography. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words. This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can. I thought I'd mix it up, you know, summon the forces of crime. Have you ever tried your hand at graffiti-o? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff. Like, we rarely see pigs round here, though.
She wants it to be something true and total.
Yeah? Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me.
You've lessened her desire to deface the building.
Red dyed heavy fuel oil intended for exclusive use in government vehicles to be...
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel.
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
Something to think about next time you're driving around in your pretty little piggy carriage.
She turns her head to face the coast and nods disdainfully toward Joyce. Hatred, disgust, it's difficult to tell which of the two is more
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her. On a first-name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the world. It's where they grow whores like her. You got a crush on her, aching for an opportunity to defend her honor. I ain't no snitch, Pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko. Watch your back, ungulate. You've got...
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool, calm, and collected. Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time. A crinkled chewing gum wrapper. The worn label reads, Tutti Frutti. It smells... Good question. There is no answer or secret phrase drawn by regret. Stop before you hurt yourself with a Tutti Frutti wrapper. Throw it away, please. You carefully fold the wrapper into a square. That isn't just a five-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers, the iconography of communism, in other words. The star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mazov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure. To symbolize the toppling of the old, also some social democrats were already using it. The wreath of antlers represents a natural crown. It was about building a society that could exist in accord with the natural world, and at the same, because white is the color of peace. Nothing at all yet. Right now, it's just meaningless shapes. A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the doorframe with a shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured. Snip.
I know there's no stopping you, but let's at least make this quick.
A phone book lies open on the table, covering a stack of utility bills.
Good.
The minuscule amount of amphetamine doesn't interest the lieutenant in the slightest. He listens instead to something in the other room. You pocket the bottle as if it were the most crinkled chewing gum wrapper. The worn label reads, Tutti Frutti. It smells faintly of apricots, with a barely noticeable twinge of cinnamon. There it is again. The scent of apricot. It's not too late. No one's going to blame you for backing out. You don't have to do this. Good question. There is no answer or secret phrase written on the inside of the wrapper, yet you're drawn to it. You see a 60-year-old, fat, red-headed man passed out from large amounts of alcohol, and God knows what else. The smell of shit rises from his mouth. You don't have to take him down. He's already down.
Well, judging by the color of his hair,
The lieutenant's right. The man's unwashed hair bears a familiar ginger tone. Even the hair on his chest is coppery. The light from the window falls into his half-open.
I think he's still quite bad. I mean, what he has come to. This man won't be feeding his family anytime soon. Not that he was, but...
A pair of half-open bug eyes is staring back at you from the dark, empty, and frozen. It's clear that the person behind them is not awake.
Can't you tell? It happens to exceptionally committed substance abusers. They fall asleep with their eyelids still open. Not a pretty sight. Look, he's trying to communicate.
The man groans once again, but his tongue keeps failing him. It's impossible to make out the syllables. A hand emerges from the blankets, trying to gesticulate something, and then it dawns upon you. Pigs. He said he's trying to call you pigs. His hand falls back on the bed, limp and defeated. A loud snort.
At least he got to say his piece.
Silence. Only heat emanates from the sleeping body. The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname.
Where? There? Those are old. These bullets were fired during the Revolution, over half a century ago. They do not warrant investigation. Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it.
Couple of indicators. This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. You pull the lever all the way up and nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. A spring brings the lever back to its original position. Isn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday?
G'day to you, officer.
A burly man. His posture is relaxed. Despite his powerful build and a knife in his hand, this man resorts to physical intimidation.
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock. I'm keeping him company and eating his salami.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man.
Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you, officer? I wasn't here to witness
The words, Daredevil Driver.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here, especially a waterlock. It's supposed to operate the waterlock, but as noted, it's a safety measure. It'll be restarted on Wednesday morning. You want to do the honors when the time comes? Great! Just drop in on Wednesday if you want to see the waterlock at work. They say the canal crew will be here at 7:15. Sure thing. Want some too, officer?
Why not?
You see, try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back. Why? What's this? A headless man riding a horse? Eh. That was a very smooth salesman's grin that almost comes off as earnest. You should learn from him. The boomboxes on the one especially catches your eye. This is you. Golden orange. Just make sure it works before you buy it. Like a beach party, with sand and sun and seagulls dancing on the breeze.
Theoretically, yes, but we don't have time right now. It's generally murder investigation first, then beach party.